Welcome to another episode of Hey John, and today we're talking about home charging and specifically how big of a charger do you have to be able to charge a Silverado EV. Today we're going to answer the question, how big of a charger do you actually have to have at home to be able to charge the big old Silverado EV, right? That's the thing, is the Silverado EV, whether it's the work truck LT version like I've got or the RST, they all have pretty huge batteries. And so the real question is, yeah, when you're at home, what's it take to be able to charge? Hey, while I'm thinking about it, if you enjoy my videos, or if you don't enjoy them, subscribe anyhow, okay? Um, the subscriptions really help in the YouTube format. So please subscribe, please like. So most folks probably think you got to have a pretty big, pretty fast charger to be able to charge a Silverado EV. Um, I charge mine almost every day because I put on 80 miles, at least during the work day, work week, 80 miles minimum every day. So I'm used to coming home and plugging it in. And then in the morning when I come out, it's all ready to go, charged up to 80%. And I come out, disconnect it, hang it back up, and we're ready to go. So in the morning when I'm out getting ready to go to work, I just come out, push this button down, pull this out, it turns white, it's happy as a clam. Take this, and some people just throw it up here. This particular one has a little adapter, keeps the end clean, and so that's what we use. And now we're ready to hop in and drive to work. Over the years, I've had a few different setups as far as charging EVs. This is the latest setup I have. I used to have was an all tour, AUTEL, a tour. I'm mispronouncing that, charger, and that was direct wired. So it had a wire that came out and went directly into the house to the breaker box, and it was connected, and it could charge up to at least 50 amps. Yeah. Um, this new one, this EVI QO charger, I had specifically installed with a plug. If I can get this open, there we go. Um, and in this case, this charger can only charge up to 40 amps, and that's because of the plug. If it was direct wired, it could probably charge up to at least 48 amps, I think. But in this case, when we're going through a plug, this is a 50 amp plug, pretty much a standard. We use it for RVs, dryers, things like that. And I went with this approach because I had a problem with the previous charger, and I wasn't sure if it was the charger or the breaker in the house. And because it was direct wired, I couldn't really try anything else. In this case, um, if I have a problem, I can simply unplug this. This is just hanging on a couple screws here, and I could throw another one up on the wall as long as it was similarly rated. So it takes a little more work to have a watertight box put up outside and stuff like that. Obviously you don't have to worry about watertight boxes if you're doing this inside your garage, but in my case, my EV is parked outside all winter long, snow, rain, whatever. And this setup has worked really good. This particular one comes with just this little head to kind of keep this clean so your pins don't get anything in it. The previous one, it just hung like that all day long. This one actually, if you were to do that, even it does also come with a little cap that you can plug over it. But I just use this, it's faster. Plug it in there, take it out, go plug it in the truck. Very quick, very efficient. This charger here is variable. You can go, I think, as low as 6 amps all the way up to 40 amps in this configuration with the plug. And so the real question is, how many amps do you need to actually be able to charge a Silverado EV? So maybe I should back up just a little bit. When it comes to home chargers, most people know this, but you have a level 1 and a level 2 when it comes to home chargers. Level 1 is, in the United States anyhow, is just using your standard 110 outlet, 110 to 120 outlet to charge your truck. And in that case, charging a Silverado EV on 110 will take you a while. It could take a whole day to charge if you were trying to charge it all the way up, type of thing. Now, if you're just using it lightly, say you only put 10 miles on it a day or something like that, going to town 10, 15 miles, then a level 1 110 charger will probably do you just fine. And then when you need a big deep charge, drive it to a fast DC charger type of thing. In my case, I put 80 miles a day on this during the work week. And so I do have a level 2 charger, but I don't have the fastest level 2 charger. And quite frankly, it's not really needed. You can get level 2 chargers that go anywhere from 610 amps all the way up to, I've seen some like 90 amps. Now, most people, though, you're not going to be able to use that. You're not going to be able to use 90 or 80 or a lot of places even 60 amps. And that, because it has to do with how much load you can actually put on your home breaker panel. Now, in my case, I only have 100 amps coming into my house where this truck is parked next to. So, and that's where I have the charger mounted on the outside of the house, and wired into the home breaker panel, and there's only 100 amps there. So getting a 90 amp charger would literally consume everything we've got to run the rest of the house. So I guess turn everything else off on the house when we want to charge the truck. That's just not practical, right? So when it comes to charging your truck, even in my case, I know there are some guys out there that put even more miles on a day than I do, but I'm probably twice the average mileage on a vehicle for a daily basis at 80 miles a day. So I charge to 80% overnight. And when I get home in the evening and plug it back in, it's usually somewhere between 58 and 60%, usually just a little under 60, somewhere in the high 50s. And so then it will charge up overnight, and I have it set to use non-peak times to charge. So I have it set where it's going to start charging after midnight, and I try to leave around 6 in the morning. So I tell it, be ready for me at 6 in the morning, and it has no problem doing that. And I do it on a charger that is set at 32 amps. So you don't need to charge at 40, you don't need to charge at 50, 48, you don't need to charge at 50. Those are all handy to have if you really have a need to be able to come in and turn around quickly and turn around and leave. But in my case, charging overnight works just fine. And at 32 amps, I usually have an hour or two to spare. So the Chevy EV, when it you tell it what time you want the truck ready, and it calculates backwards. So most of the time it's starting its charging between 1 and 2 in the morning, somewhere in there, for it to be ready at 6 in the morning for me. And again, that's at 32 amps. So very conservative, easy to install, and doesn't consume all the power in the house or anything like that. So I thought that would be important to bring up to folks, is for you to realize, and this is a huge truck with a huge battery. If you're looking at buying some other EV, a Tesla or a Chevy Volt or anything that's got smaller batteries, it's even going to take less. So don't think you've got to run out and get the biggest home charger there is. And again, if you've got a really small battery and or a really small amount that you drive during the day, you can get by on a level 1 charger. Um, Level 2s are nice. They do, they charge faster. And again, for this truck, if going from that 58 to 80% on a level 1 charger would probably take me 11 or 12 hours of charging. So it definitely makes sense in my case to have a level 2, but it doesn't make sense to have one that's doing 60 amps or something like that. One, it would consume 3/4 of the amperage I have coming into my house. And two, I simply don't need it. Okay, it charges just fine. So I just wanted to be able to show you guys you can have a big truck and not have to have a huge charger um, for a daily basis. So again, the good news here is level 2 chargers come in all different forms. You don't really have to have a super big one. The level 2 charger that I'm currently using, I picked it up at your favorite online store. I think it retails for around 500, but I got it for like 450, and I think I've seen it on specials for even 350 or something like that. So definitely shop around a little bit. I did hire an electrician to come install the waterproof outlet for me to be able to plug it into, and that in my case it was a very straight path, very straightforward installation. Added a breaker into a box. So that whole thing was $500 or right around $500. Now, obviously, some places that might be triple that. Probably won't, and maybe some places you can get a little bit less, I guess. Some states and some utilities actually will give you a rebate for installing a home charger, especially the utilities, because they figure, hey, you're going to be using more of their electricity. So it's a win-win, I guess, for both if you look at it that way. Hey, if this video has been informative and helpful in any way, shape, or form, please like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel. And feel free to put any comments below. I'd love to hear about your home charging situation and what you've been able to install or haven't been able to install. Have a great day.